Alright, Scott from Wessex Blades here. This is a response for Stephen Hines. What the message that he got, what he ended up doing was I made him a little bit of a grinding jig at 10 degrees. And obviously he's asked for a little bit of a help out in how to use the grinding jig that we've made for him. So if I sort of introduce you to the vague style of jig that I've made, this one here says 8 degrees. So what that means is, after work or lunch breaks at work, some scrap pine, I get the circular saw at work, I unlock the circular saw and I crank the side down and the saw moves over. When it gets to 8 degrees, I then pass a piece of softwood down through against the fence. So the blade is leaning that way. So I pass the saw down that way and it cuts 8 degrees through. That is my 8 degrees because I don't want it away from the belt, I want it into my belt. So I'm upside down from, you figure, just turn it all the way up. Alright, so that now is 8 degrees off the vertical. If a blade, we use this piece of junk, that would go there, and it's now presented to the belt on a flat surface when that's 90 degrees to the belt. That is now 8 degrees. So I've done myself a range. I've got a 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there there's a 10. I've just made to bring the grinds higher up the blade. Now on this junk I'll just chuck it on a 9 and you'll see how to use it. Alright Steve? So you've got a 10, it's written on there like that, 10. You'll put the blade on the plywood on the bottom and it should lean it over. Now on small blades like this you might have to just sand away a bit of the plywood in order for it to reach, okay, but we'll have a little play with it and we'll see how it goes. So obviously you'd be surprised, some people, they think they're heroes. I don't need a mask. Yeah, right. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. We go the other side, get it out.
coffee heater.
So, you know, this is a really small blade. I still put it in there, and you can see that that is going to lean into the blade when it's stopped against your 9 or 10 degree bevel. It's resting on the shelf, and as long as you've got it so you're pulling it straight and the attitude is literally flat in there, you'll get a pretty even grind along there. Now, as you get used to your grinder, your set of steel, and you know, your flat bed that you're using, you'll know how your belts react to you on your grinder. When I went on Sandy's Brummy John one, it wasn't like I went on there and I was instantly brilliant on it. It had its own intrinsic way of using it. When I went on this 1x30, it's got its own characteristics, and you've got to tune yourself into that. So as you go in, however slack you've got the belt or how stiff the belt is, means it will react, and you'll just have to literally play with your grinder and know how to go to it. Sometimes it pays to come to the grinder and you've got that at an angle, and you're only actually working, if that's the belt there, I turn this round, sometimes you're not actually flat up against the belt. Sometimes you pull the blade out and you're only working on this little area, and you're actually putting your bevel on there, and then same the other side. So you pull that blade out like that and you're only working on this corner, so you're actually going like that, exaggerated. Sometimes you might be able to get used to going completely flat against it like that, but basically in order to work these jigs, you put your blade into where it says your 10 degrees there, and you put it in and just run it along the blade, along the belt, and you'll get a pretty even grind. So I hope that helps Stephen with his 10 degree bevel jig thing I made for him. See you on the next one. All the best. Scott from Wessex Blades.